can modify if needed, but one thing about this class, we are going to do isolating muscle groups, like major muscle groups today. So targeting, just big muscle groups in our body, but trying to isolate them with exercises. And telling you that, it's a reminder that next week we'll also be doing, strength training exercises, but we'll kind of put it all together. And next week we'll start doing more dynamic, functional, like multiplanar, big body movements. So just wanted to kind of give that reminder. So most of the exercises today, with the exception of 2, so 6 out of 8 will use the resistance band or tube. So first thing is make sure you got that near you and ready to go. Second thing that I want to tell you, if possible, when we get to, there are a couple of exercises that if we can, I'd like to have you be able to tie off the band or close it behind a door. So if you have like a heavy piece of furniture, like a table or something nearby a desk, sometimes I'll use a leg or a desk table. I mean, a leg of a desk or a table, and I'll show you how to do that when we get there. But if doable, or like I'm going to close mine in a doorway today, and then I'll be able to do a couple of these exercises. So think about that. And when we get there, we'll try to set it up. But let's start with a little warm up. So glad to see you all. Thanks for joining today. Let's just start. Let's everyone start like we do normally. Just kind of drop your chin to your chest. And then let's go up to the ceiling. Up to the ceiling. Chest again, and then lift up. Nice, and then pause back in the center neutral, and now look over your left shoulder, and then turn and look over your right shoulder. Good. Left shoulder. And right shoulder, just go as far as you can. Sometimes, we all have different limitations with rotation and movement, but do what you can. It's not uncommon to have like tension in the shoulders, neck area. All right, and then pause in the center, and now let's take our left ear to the left shoulder. Bring it back up, and then right ear to right shoulder, as far as you can. Bring it back up. Left ear to left shoulder. Right to right. Up, and one more time. Let's go left to left. And up to center, and then right to right. Good. Okay, and then let's start with just, let's do some shoulder circles. So up, pull back, drop down, roll forward, right? Lift to your ears, push the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, drop down, and then roll forward, right? So there we go. Back down. Good. And then let's do the opposite. Let's drop down and then push, we'll roll forward, lift up, and roll back, right? So it's just the opposite. Drop the shoulders down, pull them in towards your chest, lift up to the ears, and then drop, squeeze, and roll back. Okay, one more time. So down, forward, squeeze, lift up, roll back, and squeeze the shoulder blades. Nice job. Hold there, hands out in front of you, cross the one hand, wrist over. So you're here, and open. I usually open my arms, palms up, and close. So I rotate, left and right, alternate rather, left and right. So one time my right hand's on top, and then when I come back, I'll change and put my left hand over. So just that big open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, close it. Nice. All right. And then one more of these. Good job. Now pause there. Now let's just go again, kind of this open, close, start slow, very intentional. Actually, if you're trying to squeeze something in your hands, squeeze and hold, release. We'll do that about 5 times. Release. Good. Okay, good. And then let's go left hand open, left hand closed. Good. Squeeze. Okay, go back to the right side. And this time, just as fast as you can. So we're not emphasizing as much the squeeze and the strength of it. It's just the speed. So just open, close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake that out. Good job. Now let's go to the left hand again, kind of fast. Don't overthink it. Just speed, fast as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. Shake that out. Good job. Okay, and then from there, let's just kind of go with. I'm going to just hands on hips, and just a little. I'll pull my camera down a little bit. I want to just kind of get a little rotation, kind of more torso. So just a little shift here, shift there. That little. Hands on my hips. I'm just kind of twisting, starting to open the mid body, torso. Good, and then you can add. I'll add a little cross reach. So when I go left, or when I turn to the left, my right arm is reaching out and across, and when I turn to my right, my left arm's reaching out and across. Good. Good. Let's do one more each side. 1 and 2. Nice. And then while we're there, let's now just go with the little knee lifts, right? So I'm lifting my right knee, left knee, sort of bringing the knee up in line with the hip. Okay, so my back, so we're here, got right knee, left knee, just that high marching. Try to keep good posture, nice and tall. If you need to put a hand on something, fine, go for it. Good. Okay, and then pause there. The opposite is to bring the heels up. So we're doing the opposite. So now we're bending the knees in the opposite direction, and we're pulling the heels up towards our hips. Good. Do one more each side. Okay, good. And then let's just go with that. We've done this before, but kind of with our feet. We'll go up on the toes, lower down, and then lift your toes, right? So I'm up, pressing into my toes, lifting my heels, dropping my heels down, and then the opposite is to lift the toes without shifting the body too much to help you, right? So up, lower, back, up, back. Good. All right, one more. Okay, so if you've got your band, grab it. And I'm going to go through, kind of a teaching round. We'll talk through the exercises and the positioning of the exercises. Sorry, and then as we usually do, we'll flip back and go to run through it one more time. I do have 8 exercises today. As we go through them, I'll talk about the muscle groups that we're recruiting, just so, because I always think that, using them is great, but sometimes if you know the part of your body that you're supposed to be engaging, like contracting and releasing with the motion, it can be helpful. So I'll try to talk you through that as well. So if you've got your band, the first one, you're going to go, I'm going to step back so you can see. So I've got it here, and I'm going to stand on top of it with both feet. And I'll go a little bit wider with my feet, a little bit wider than my hips. Okay. And then from there, almost like I'm kind of kneeling over, placing my hands on my knees, but I'm just kind of showing you this for back positioning. I want to make sure you keep your back, kind of straight or flat. I don't want don't round forward too much, and I don't want you to arch back too much either. So think about sort of like a flat, if I had a yardstick and I were going to put it like from your head down to your hips, I'd want it to be able to stay straight. So it's just resting on your back, okay? So this exercise, you're here. This is a bent over row. I am going to pull my elbows back and then release my arms down by my knees. Okay, so my elbows are staying in tight by my body. See, I'm tight right here. They're sliding, gliding back, and then releasing down. Now, if you find this too easy, there's the adjustment you can make is to go below the handles on the band. So, like I changed my grip. Instead of holding the handles there, I go below, and so I'm holding the tube. And that's one of the ways you can stay on top of this band, but make the exercise more challenging in terms of the resistance load, okay? So let's go here. Some of you have been going as I talk through it. Pull the elbows back, glide by the body, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So this exercise is all about the back. It's a pull exercise, okay? I'm gonna count now, wherever you are. Let's do 7 more. that. 3, 4, 5. Good. 6 and 7. Okay. So again, back exercise, right? All about like the kind of the big upper back, mid back exercises. Next one, I'm going into the arm now, your bicep muscle. So between the shoulder and the elbow, and the, kind of front part of our arm, it's our bicep muscle. So we, anytime we flex our arm, pull things in towards our body, we're engaging our bicep. So the first round, I want to do it with 2 hands. And next time we go through it, we'll do, actually first round, I'm sorry, 1 arm. And the next time we'll do both arms together. But just so you have options. So stand, when I do it, I drop, the band, one end of the band down. I'm going to stand on the band, somewhere in kind of in the middle. And then you'll learn that the closer you move your foot towards your hand, the more challenging the pull will be, okay? So if it feels too light, move your foot closer on the band to the hand, okay? And then you'll be able to get a little more resistance. So 1 arm, I'll show you from the side. I'm stepping on the band from here, and I'm just closing my hand to my shoulder, right? Just like that. Elbow closes out. Okay, good job. Let's count down from here 8 more. 1, well, 8, I guess. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Good. So now let's change arms. So that was my right arm. Now I'm going over to my left side. Same thing. You just step on the band. Remember, if we get closer to the hand and it increases the resistance, try to get as best you can something similar to the weight you're using on your left side, unless you have a significantly weaker, arm, then you could always make this one, just, you want to get to that edge of just a little bit of a challenge where you're really having to work for it some, but not straining, don't overdo it. So you want to feel the resistance, in other words, make yourself work. You want to work a little, but don't make it impossible. All right, let's count down. We've got 8. And it's important to also slowly lower down, okay? So sometimes with a band, it can be like it wants to pull you back, but so fight that resistance and get a little bit more. 4 more. Fight the resistance so you actually help control the down motion. And 1 more. Good job. Okay, and so there we got those. I wanted to go now to a squat. And so shifting into sort of lower body. Let's put the band, again, you're going to stand on it with 2 feet. And you'll go wider. Your feet should be wider than your hips, okay? So I'm here. I'm just holding my handles. And the same concept will apply here. If you want more resistance once we get started, you'll change your grip and go below the handles. And that's going to intensify the resistance. So you're holding it, wide base here, feet flat on the ground, and I'll turn sideways. Hold on, okay? Here we go. So down, push your hips back and down, and then stand up, okay? I don't need you to go too low. There's not necessary, just kind of drop it back almost 90 degrees if you can, and then push through your heels and stand up, okay? So here we go, down. Remember, you can change your grip, change your hand position to add more of a pull or resistance to this exercise. Everybody doing okay? Side. Looks like it to me. Okay, here we go. 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice work. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to shift to, let me move this over a little bit. I want to show you, I'm going to go into a doorway. If you have the opportunity to tie off your band, great. If you don't, you can, I mean, there are other ways we can do it, but you can have a partner hold it. Like I know if you have someone with you, you can also hold end to end. I mean, one holds one end, someone holds the other end. But ideally, what I'm trying to do is just, can I do this? Close it. Okay. I always check to make sure it's secure, even if it's on a table or a desk. I always give it like a little tug before I start my exercise, just to make sure that it's not going to slip. So everyone, we're okay and ready? Okay, so fourth exercise, rotation. So I am going to plant my feet. I guess I could give a little bit different angle here. Plant my feet, turn sideways. So my band is off to my left side, okay? So off to my left. I've got two hands on the one handle, okay? However you want to do it, whatever feels best to you. I want you to start looking to the left and with the upper body turn to the left a little bit, and then keeping your feet planted, swing across your body, and then come back to your start point. Okay, so feet planted, swing, and break. Okay, swing, exhale, release. Swing, release. Good job. Okay, 5 more on this side, then we'll turn. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so now let's go to the other side. So I'm going to go now with my body, my shoulder, my right shoulder to the band on this, to the whatever table or door. And I've got 2 hands again gripping here. I'm planting my feet so I'm good and stable on the ground. And you'll swing across to your left now, so opposite side. Okay, and again, same thing here. If you feel like you need more resistance, you don't have to hold the handle. You could grab the tube. Or you can move your body position further away from the tube. That's another way to make more resistance. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, good. 2, and 1. Okay, good work. So that exercise was mid-body. The intention there is to recruit the oblique muscles and kind of getting into like the lower abdominal muscles, pelvic floor area. Great one. Rotation exercises are really good for back health and just in general for preventing injuries and such, because in life we do rotate a lot. And if we train our body to rotate with strength, we are less likely to hurt ourselves with like a twist. You drop your keys on the floor, you have to bend down to pick them up, or even just like in grocery shopping, we're constantly rotating. So I always like to include rotation in my programs. Next exercise, we're going to go with the chest exercise. So chest, pectoralis muscles, right here in front of below the clavicle, below the shoulder, chest, breast area. On these exercises, I will say one thing. I like to take my arm outside of the band and grip this way and keep the band under my body. You don't have to. If you don't do that, if you did normal, the band, it still works. It just presses against the arm. It's fine. It's just a personal preference. And usually when I tell people this, people will do the same, but it's up to you. So I go around the band, grab here, one hand. I'm going to take my right foot forward. Band is in my left hand. It's still attached to the door of the table, okay? Here, and you're gonna push forward, okay? So to engage our chest and pectoralis muscles, often they're push exercises. So this is a simple one arm. I like to tell people to do them one-sided because, if you have a dominant side, it's great to engage them individually. But you can certainly also try this exercise with 2 hands.
Reagan, if I have it under a table leg, is it still working okay? Even if it's kind of coming from the bottom rather than, okay.
Yep. You're still getting the whole thing is just to have some resistance as you push forward. If you feel more resistance, Naomi, release the handle and grab the band and push there.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good job. Okay, so let's switch now. So now I take it over to my right side, right arm. It is a chest pectoralis exercise, but you do get some benefits here, assisted muscle groups from your shoulder and even the arm that you're using. So your tricep and bicep are engaging as well. Okay, so over to the right side, same thing. I take my hand outside of the band, wrap it around here, left foot forward. So I've got a staggered stance here, and push straight out, just straight out in front, kind of at chest level, slightly below shoulder. Good work. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good job. Okay, let me see. And then I've got from there a tricep exercise. So last one where we keep it attached. Okay, so I'm going to take it in my left hand. I'll go back to my left side now. Left hand. You will turn to face the band, but let me show you the motion, and then I'll get you started, and I'll kind of look. So I'm going to show you with my right side just because of my body positioning in the camera. My arm is going to start bent, elbow kind of locked in by my side with a 90-degree bend, right from the shoulder down, elbow to hand. And when I do this exercise, I'll have the band in my right or in the hand, the moving hand or arm, and you're going to push back behind the body and then come back to that starting point, 90 degrees. So push, release, and up, okay? Push, release. So as you do that, so again, it's just this forearm extension, and you should be targeting. Good, Naomi, that's great form, great form. I'm just gonna trust, I'll turn, I'm sorry, I'll have to, just because of my angle, I'll have my back to you, but let's keep that going. So remember, imagine that your elbow is glued to your side, because some people do this exercise and they'll swing the whole arm back. Keep it locked, keep the elbow by your side and just push back, and then come back to your start point. Push back, because we're isolating this muscle in the back of the arm. It's called our tricep, from the shoulder to the elbow. Okay, let's do 4 more and then we'll switch sides. I'm just watching Naomi. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, good job. So now let's switch over. So left arm. Okay, so you take, or I'm sorry, I think I told you to do left, but whatever arm you were doing, switch to the other side. And same gig. I'm going to start here. A little bend in the elbow, lock it by my side, and push back. And it might move off of the body a little bit, but I was just trying to avoid, like a major swing back. So you keep it, for the most part, really isolated to that, muscle that is between the shoulder and the elbow. Good. Okay, let's do 3 more. Okay, nice job. Okay, great. Now take a moment and undo the attachment. Okay, so we've let's see, this is our 7th exercise. All right, so here we are. I'm going to take the band. This is a reverse fly. So now I'm targeting like some good postural muscles. They're the muscles that are across the upper part of the rear delts. They're the upper part of our shoulders, but it's kind of back muscles. So take the band, what I do, and you'll play around with your distance here, but you're going to hold it right here in the center. Now, the closer your hands are together, the more challenging this exercise will be. So I'm going to start at sort of like I don't know, we're going to play around with this, but start with, I've got them kind of out slightly wider than my shoulders, right? Holding it up at shoulder level. Okay, shoulders drop back and down, and the exercise is like this. I keep my palms down and flat, and pull the band, squeeze your shoulder blades together. The band should come and rest on your chest, and then slowly release it back out. Okay, so I'm here and I'm pulling back, straight back, squeeze the shoulder blades, hit your chest, and then release. So again, you know, just depending on strength, these are smaller muscles, but they're really important for posture and helping us with like shoulder placement, shoulder positioning. But can be, I find it challenging if you don't do exercises like this. It's pretty quickly you'll get fatigued, but that's okay. You can always, you know, take your hands farther apart and kind of do more repetitions if you want to build up strength or whatever feels right to you. Feeling it? All right, let's say we have 5 more. 1, 4, and last one. Okay, good. Good. All right, and then I want to go back to one more lower body exercise. This one, we do not use the band. It's just next week I'll come up. There's a different way we'll do something to target this. This week we're just using body weight. So you'll you know, just stand. Ideally, maybe place the hand against the wall or on a chair in front of you. I'm going to start with my right foot. So left foot is on the ground, stationary and stable. Right foot slightly in front. Okay, and the exercise is keeping the right leg, straight. You're going to push back. It's called a hip extension. We're targeting our glute muscles or our butt muscles. So toe down in front and then extend the hip back, hold and release. Tap and then extend, push. So careful here to try to keep good posture. So try to engage your core. A common mistake people make when doing this exercise, sometimes people will push the leg back and they'll arch their back too much. That can cause pain in the lower back. So just think about like engagement here, lower abdominals, core, and good posture. Maintain good posture as you do this exercise. Good. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2. I should say that in the stationary leg, the leg that's not moving, that's one. You want to keep a slight bend in that knee. Okay, so it's never good in stationary exercises if you're working with one leg to lock your knee because it's just a risk of hyperextending the knee, which I don't want any of you to do. You don't want to do it. So now we're turning over. I've got right foot planted, stationary, slight bend in that right knee, left foot forward a little bit, and then pulling it back, hip extension. Squeeze, hold, and release.
I actually do this one when I'm brushing my teeth, Reagan.
Oh, that's great. Efficient. Very efficient. I do balance exercises sometimes when I'm brushing my teeth. I sometimes try to make myself use the opposite hand, but it's not great. Good. Okay, let's do 3 more. 1. Good. Yeah, so that's an exercise to target back of body, you know, lower. Grab a sip of water. Those were our 8 exercises. Sip of water, and then we're going to put it all together. And like I did last week, I'm going to set a timer just to watch and see as we go through this. Now, we will check the time, see how long it takes us to kind of run through one round of these exercises. Any questions while we're in between sets? So, good question. Yeah, do you have shoes on or not? Are you barefoot? Okay, so am I. So I find when you don't have shoes on, it's best if you can to put it, what is that part of the foot, like right at the ball of the foot, right? Or like, so you actually, like not the toes, but just below the toes. So you've got your weight on it. Because if you put it in the arch of your foot, depending on how high your arch is, it could slip around, right? So that's typically what I do. Or you could also use the heel. It's just any part of your foot that has full contact with the floor. Yeah. All right, are we ready? Any other questions? All right, let's do it. So that's I mean, I really did this in a way of trying to target all the, well, most of the major muscle groups, and especially the ones that we use most frequently, okay? So sorry, let me start my stopwatch, or timer, counter, timer, stopwatch, okay. All right, so everyone with the band, and we're gonna start with the bent over rows. So hit start, okay. So let me back this down, I'm trying to help out a little bit, okay. And so your band down, feet, you get yourself positioned, you're slightly wider than your hips. So remember, bend over, but keep the back straight. And ready, here we go, let's do 10 pulls. Pull the elbows back together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, pull and squeeze those shoulder blades together, 10. Okay, good, let that go. And now we'll go to the one that I told you, let's see, last time we did single arm, this time I want to do double arm. So bicep curl. Again, we're going to take that same stance, right? So wider, slightly. This time we're standing on the band. Sorry, I'll back up my feet. Standing on the band and slightly wider. Then your hips. Got both hands gripping here. Okay, last time we did single arm, but this time we're going to go together. Pull and release. Okay, up. All right, let's count down 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, pull, and slowly release. Good job. Looks good. So stay here. We got the same position, right? We're doing this again. So you're still standing on your band, both feet slightly wider than hips, a little bend in the knees. And remember, now we're squatting. So lower down, and then you'll stand up. Remember, if you need more resistance, I'm tall, my arms are long. And so for me, I have to grip below the handles because if I don't really feel any resistance. So, you know, play around and just know the lower you go on the band, the more resistance you should feel. All right, let's count down from here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, good, 4, 3, good, 2, and last one, lower down, 1. All right, nice job. So that's 3 of the 8 exercises. Now we'll go into the 3 exercises with the attachments. So table, desk, door, whatever you're using. Okay. All right, so again, I'm doing my little test to make sure that I've got a good attachment. You know, we don't want those resistance bands like flying off and you know, bruising us or getting any of our anything on our bodies. So hold it here, 2 hands. My left shoulder facing the door or table or desk. Okay, so left. I'm going to target the left side first. Well, it's both, but it's rotation. But anyway, we're going this from left to right. So my hands here gripped. Remember, if you need more resistance, go beyond the handles. Okay, and swing across. Keep your feet planted. Next week, I'll add a little rotation and a step. This week, I wanted to isolate more. So we keep our feet planted and really focus on the movement, you know, happening between the ribs and the hips. All right, let's count down from 8, because I know you're already doing a few. 7, 6, 5, head, neck, and eyes. Go with the band. 4, 3, good. 2, and 1. All right, good, let's turn. So now right side of my body, right shoulder facing the door or the table, okay? Same thing. Find your grip either with the handle or the tube. It all works. And you're gonna go there, kind of your feet planted, can't see, and twist. 1, good. 2. Going to 10. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7. Good work. 8, 9, and 10. All right, good job. Okay, break there, and then let's go into our chest exercise. So remember, I'm going to start on my left side. I change my grip. I go outside of the band, but it works always. Just giving you that reminder. Right foot in front. Okay, staggered stance. So opposite foot forward. It gives you good stability and will allow you to really isolate and focus more on this upper body push with the chest. So. And if you need more resistance, you create more distance from your attachment. And if you're doing it as partnering exercises, turn your back to each other. It's awesome to do it that way. I do it all the time in classes, but you turn your back to each other or you get behind so the resistance comes from behind. Here we go. Let's count down. We'll say 7 more. Push it. 7. It's like you're just punching straight out in front of the chest. Shoulder level. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. I'll tell you one thing as we transition. If you had to really crunch on time and you needed 3 or 4 exercises, this one, the rotation one, keeping this, in the door and pulling it for your back, you can do 2. You can turn around and face it and pull it. And then a squat would be a great little 4 series exercises. So just if you're ever in a crunch for time, and I always say anything's better than nothing, So I just wanted to tell you those are, because it's a push exercise, a pull exercise, a rotation exercise, and then squat's just such a great lower body combination exercise. So remember that. Okay, let's go. I know we've been doing it for a few. Let's say 6 more. 5, good. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Push it, push it. Nice job. Okay, so keep it attached. We got the last one with the tie off here. The tricep exercise. Remember, elbow locked by the side. Imagine you put a dab of glue. We're going to hold it there and just push straight back. Okay, so here we go. I'll do my best to kind of fake my angle. Let's see. Maybe I do this. This will help. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Remember, fight the resistance when you come back. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's turn it the other way. So that was, I did my right arm. Now I'm going to shift to my left. I just turn around and do the opposite side. So here we go. We've got the elbow glued again. And I'm going to push. Four, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good job. So we can take the, release the attachment. And then the, let's see, 7th exercise, reverse fly, reverse fly. So the upper back, upper back postural exercise. So you're gonna hold it out in front of you. Remember, find your, find the right distance for yourself. Arms, hands at shoulder level. Okay, I'm in line with my shoulders, and let's pull back. Oops, and squeeze. Remember the band is going to, as you pull back, rest on the chest. Rest kind of right at the clavicle level. I have more. Here we go, starting now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Nice. Okay, good. Let that go. Mary, I'll have to send you a band. Future. Sorry, I didn't put you on the mailing list. Okay, so next, let's go with the last one. So the hip extension and glute exercises. Okay, so you're gonna find the wall again, or chair maybe. If you don't need it, that's okay too. So I'm going with my left foot stable, slight bend in my left knee, right foot forward, and push back. Extend, squeeze, and release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Good. All right, now turn around. So that was my right leg. Now I'm going to shift. I'm just shifting for the camera. You don't have to turn around. Left side. So left leg is my moving leg now. So it's again, slight bend in my right knee, left toe forward and back. Four. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8, work, 9, and 10. Okay, good. All right, so I'm just going to look at time just to see what that was. So that took a total of, let me see what my timer stuff. Yeah, 12, almost 13 minutes. So just proof that, you could target all your major muscle groups kind of in a 1-round series in less than 15 minutes. And obviously in half an hour, you could complete 2 sets. So that's kind of the goal. I often use like a 20 to 30 minute range as something that's most people might be willing to commit to and weave into their, schedule a couple of times a week. So, okay. So let's go into any questions. I guess, Naomi, I'll go into cool down and stretching now. Do we want to stop recording?